to deal with the acid, and once you take the pill, within a few minutes your stomach or you feel really good. However, have we really dealt with the cause here? No, we haven't. We only took this pill, this magic pill, for example, Rennie. By digesting it for a few minutes, the acid disappeared, or perceived everything is good and we're feeling good. But the truth is, we never dealt with the cause. The cause could have been poorly combined foods that created a lot of acid, or it could have been stress. So, but most of self-help industry, in which what I did myself, and I've been also tapping into as a student and also been teaching, is that we've been looking in the wrong place. We dealt with the symptoms instead of the cause. The third thing that I discovered, which is that there's a lack of community, there's a lack of support, and I think that's one of the most important things besides dealing with the real cause. The second thing is, and have a workable approach to deal with the real cause. The third thing is to have a community and support where you can connect with an inspired community that is on the same wavelength as you, that is on the same journey as you, where you can ask questions, where you can interact with people, like-minded people. And that is so important, because we go back to our day-to-day lives, and the people around us, 99% of them are not even on the same page when we come to wanting to transform ourselves and take our life to the next level. So it's important to have that community, a stable community, a group where you can share these things. And I'm going to share with you a resource later on where you can tap into that. But the other part is also support. As you go through your journey, you have questions, you might get stuck somewhere, and you need answers and help to get unstuck and continue. And that support is also critical, to have that. And most of self-help haven't provided that to the extent that I think is necessary for us to create a transformation. Because if everything was working really well, then we wouldn't be looking for more answers. Instead we would be free, we would be living our dream life, and we would be feeling happy and joyful and going through this path. So what I'm going to share with you in this webinar is an alternative to the traditional self-help and a workable approach, so you can get to that point of freedom where you let go of all the negatives, to just use one word, all the negatives, every limitation, so you can create the results you want in life. What are the ways to create accelerated results in our lives is, first of all, to let go of all the limitations, letting go of all the negatives. The only way to get there is by dealing with the real cause. And then also, once we're free, we can align ourselves with our true purpose, our real purpose, direction and meaning in our lives. As you can see here, this little baby, this is where we want to be. You know, he's happy, he's found the real cause, he's handled it, and he has a strong community there, he's getting the support, and all of these factors are important on your journey. Okay, so let's continue. I just want you also to know I'm going to give everything I can here in this webinar, all I can in the time that we have together, and I promise you, but by the end of the webinar I'll also share with you, as I said, resource if you want to take it further. So let's get into it, and let's continue. So this webinar is for you if you want to have a real workable answer instead of over-promising quick fixes and magic pills. This is also for you if you want to discover what you need to do if you want to experience freedom from all the negative emotions, thoughts, beliefs, habits and limitations. This is also for you if you want to learn about a simple, straightforward approach to creating the results you want in life, how to achieve your goals effectively and easily, and also how to tap into your real purpose, meaning, fulfillment and direction in your life. And this is also for you if you're tired of searching for the next tool, the next book or the next guru, but instead want to have a pragmatic approach that if you work it, you will be free. You will create the results that you want. You will be able to achieve your goals and feel in a powerful, strong space. But I want to give you a warning here. This approach is simple, but it's not easy. When I say it's simple but it's not easy, what I mean is it's going to require work from your part. You're going to have to participate. You're going to have to, the processes that you use, that you learn about, you're going to have to use them, because if you don't use the processes, if you don't use the tools, you won't get the results. So this approach is simple, but it's not easy, because if you don't use the tools, if you don't take the knowledge and learn it, then you're not going to have any results. So if you're looking for an easy approach, then this webinar is not for you. This webinar is for you if you're ready and willing to work. If you have a few hours per week and you want to commit yourself to achieving and designing your life instead of having our negatives and society designing our lives. If you want to design your own life as you wanted and you're willing to do a little bit of work, then this is for you. But if you look for an easy way, the magic pill, then this webinar is not for you. So having established that, let's continue. So what we're going to cover today in this webinar is going to share with you the real cause of all your negative emotions, thoughts, beliefs, habits, and limitations, of course, because that's the title. I'm also going to share with you the 3 habits that is silently killing your ability to achieve your goals, dreams, and reaching your full potential. And these habits, when I say silently killing your ability, is that we're not aware of them. 90% of you are doing one or all 3 of these at the moment, and you're probably most likely not aware of them, and they're usually outside of our conscious awareness. And the other thing I want to share with you is the 2 things successful people do that the rest don't. And these 2 are critical. It's a common trait that's seen in every successful person, whether they're successful in their marriages, relationships, when it comes to money, business, health, career, whatever it is. These 2 things are a common trait, and I'm going to share what those are with you. Also, what I want to share with you is how E.T. here, the character from the movie, how E.T. is creating your life, controlling your life today, and not only that, but also your actual experience of life itself. And I'm going to share with you what that is, and also going to look at the 3 factors for creating your dream life, your ultimate life. What are the 3 factors that need to be in place in order for you to live your dream life, live your ultimate life, and actually design your life from what you want, not what anyone else wants, not what anyone else says, but your intuitive essence of you, who you are, and what you want to achieve. That is what we're going to share as well. What are those 3 factors? So let's move on to that. Oh, just remember, before we do that, of course, we need to have some housekeeping. So for you to get the most out of this webinar, I highly suggest that you stay focused, stay engaged, and by that I mean turn off your mobile, turn off your Facebook, email, everything else. And the reason I'm saying that is because I want to cover as much as I can, and I don't want you to miss anything. If you miss one little bit of one little piece, might be the most important piece for you that could really make a shift. So I don't want you to miss that. I want you to be here, be engaged with me, stay focused, invest in yourself, invest this time, make this your sacred time, and just be here and interact, and you will get the most out of this webinar. Also have a pen and paper, because you might get ideas, or you might have questions, or you might get aha moments or realizations, and write them down, because when you're writing it, you will integrate it more within yourself. Also, if you have questions, submit your questions here. There's a box here so you can submit your questions to me. I'll answer them here in the webinar, and if I don't get around to do that, then I'll email you an answer. But I want you to have full understanding of everything, so please ask questions. Okay, so hopefully you agree to this, and the reason I want you to agree to it is because you're going to get more out of the webinar. That's all. So let's continue. Okay, so before we get into the real cause, what I want to share with you is what are symptoms that we all experience that are diminishing our power and our ability to create and be and do and have what we want. And these are some of the symptoms that, when we haven't handled the real cause, these are some of the symptoms that we have in our lives. And here's the first one. Symptom number 1 is PDF, and this is what I talked about before. The 3 silent killers are procrastination, getting distracted, and not following through. These are quite self-explanatory. Most of us do, I can say by probably 90% of the clients that I've been coaching, people I've been in trainings, friends that I met, people that I meet, 90% of them have one of these 3, if not all 3, in place, silently killing their dreams, achieving their goals. And that is procrastination. That is getting distracted, not following through. Haven't you had an experience like that when you were so excited and inspired by a goal or a project or a new business, and you put down a plan and you're going to do it, and then what happened? 1 week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, we started to procrastinate. What once was so exciting and important for us, 3 weeks later, we almost forgot that we made it. I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. So procrastination and the getting distracted, not following through, are symptoms, and we can try to think ourselves out of it or will ourselves out of these symptoms like procrastination, getting distracted. But haven't you tried to will yourself out of it? Haven't you already tried to not do those things anymore, but we're still doing them? And the reason we're still doing them is because we haven't dealt with the real cause why these appear in the first place. So once we get to deal with the real cause, the procrastination, getting distracted, not following through, will disappear. They won't be in your life because they're only there due to the real cause, which I'm going to share with you in a few moments. So this is symptom number 1, and these are the 3 silent killers. And these are so vicious that we justify it and rationalize it so well that we lie to ourselves that we're not doing it. So we made this goal and we did a plan and we're going to do these actions on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a friend calls, say, hey, do you want to go to this movie, or do you want to do that? Or a friend calls who's in town at the moment, and then we stop and we drop what we're doing. Or we might think, what they call the mañana syndrome is, I'll do it tomorrow. But what happens is that we don't do it tomorrow. We might say, well, I'll do it when I feel better. I had such a stressful day. And, however we rationalize or justify it, those rationalizations and justifications makes us procrastinate, getting distracted, not following it through.